That you thought that they were demons.
Okay, I did say that.
What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, there not just in Christianity, but in a number of world religions, there are a number of mystical things that happened, extra dimensional, extra. I'm not one of these people who's like a hyper rationalist. I think that there are things happening in the world that we're not always seeing. I believe in God. I think that there is a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not extra real.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. There are supernatural things that are happening. Okay. So if you look historically at, things that are similar to the alien phenomenon, where, some strange being, it kind of looks like a human being, but doesn't look like, but it's not human. And it shows a particular interest in human beings. And then it takes the human beings and, does weird experiments on them. I think my argument is that's either bullshit, right? You're either talking to a crazy person, which I don't like. I'm not saying just because I believe in the supernatural doesn't mean I believe in everything supernatural. But if we're talking about an extraterrestrial being that is human-like but not human, that contains effectively infinite powers and is torturing human beings, you can call it an alien if you want, but I think there's a lot of historical precedent to call that a demon. I guess my point is, again, this could all be bullshit. This could all be fake. That's a possibility. But if it's real, is there really a meaningful difference between an angel or a demon and a space alien with super technology? To our perception, they would largely just look like the same thing.
You've heard the tales, and now witness them brought to life in an informative film inspired by Jeff Woolwine's 25 years of research on the UFO phenomenon. Now you can grasp the history behind these lights in the sky and their significance. Petroglyphs in the sky, the return of the spirits.
In the silence of the night, hear the whispers rise. Shadows dance, revealing secrets in the skies. Petroglyphs in the clouds, stories etched in time. As the stars align, we're lost in the rhyme. They're calling us back from the shadows of the past. With the beat of the drum, the future meets the vast. Lights flicker bright with a message to decode. We're on the edge, ready to unload. The return of the spirits, hear them roar. Echoes of the ancients knocking at the door. UFOs and strange lights streaking through the night. We're chasing the wonder, igniting the fight. The return of the spirits, hear them roar. Echoes of the ancients knocking at the door. UFOs and strange lights streaking through the night. We're chasing the wonder, igniting the Let's gather tonight under shimmering stars, where petroglyphs tell tales of our cosmic scars. With the power of the spirits, we'll rise up and claim in this rocking anthem. We'll forge our own name. The return of the spirits, hear them roar. Echoes of the ancients knocking at the door. UFOs and strange lights streaking through the night. We're chasing the wonder, igniting the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a flying saucer.
That's the one I saw. What was the evening star? I swear that's the same one. It's the one I saw.
It's made of pewter, made in Japan, and thrown across the lawn by one of my children.
That's right. We don't have to show you lights. I've seen you last year.
Now, there are all kinds of ideas that would be fun to believe in. Mental telepathy, time travel, immortality, even Santa Claus. Now, I know it's no fun to go home and say, guess what happened today? I was in the shopping center. There was this tremendously bright light, and I rushed outside, and it was an airplane.
Excuse me, sir. I didn't want to see this.
I sure wish I had. You know, for 15 years, I've been looking for these damn silly lights in the night sky. I've never found any.
Canvas of history, petroglyphs in the night. Petroglyphs in the sky, rising up like a battle cry. Feel the groove, let it fly, sing it loud, don't be shy. Petroglyphs in the sky, drawing us to where dreams lie. In the rock and the roll, we find the soul. Petroglyphs of catch the vibe and feel the
The Maya began as nomadic farmers around 2000 BCE, transitioning to settled villages by 100,000 BCE. They resided in locations that allowed them to be near their spiritual deities, offering sacrifices to these beings who imparted survival skills and revealed secrets that humanity was not meant to possess. They were already here when the Mayans arrived. The Maya viewed their gods as integral to their existence in the cosmos. They believed that these deities governed various aspects of life, nature, and the universe, reflecting a complex relationship between the divine and the mortal world. And their art depicts their way of life and the worship of these beings. One day, their gods started to move north as some of the Maya gave chase, following these spirits out of the jungle to a destination unknown. They were unsure of their destination, but since their deities were moving in that direction, they felt compelled to pursue them. They journeyed 1,142 miles until a few of the celestial lights halted in a small valley encircled by mountains, while other lights continued their journey northward, with some of the Maya remaining behind as others pursued the lights. As they continued to journey north for another 108 miles, the lights halted once more in a valley nestled among mountains. However, this valley used to be governed by savage giants, and the Creator Spirit unleashed floods to eradicate them. As the water raised without mercy, the spirits were there to witness. The giants climbed on top of the far east mountain of the valley to escape the rushing water. Ultimately, the giant turned his people to stone to avoid the watery death. But those giants are still there encased in stone. But it's just a superstition mountain. It's been more than 1,000 years since the giants governed this territory, and now the Maya have arrived in this lush valley filled with flowing water from the mountains. The spirit creatures have always inhabited this place, not only here but in their homeland and across the world. The Maya will make man-made mountain pyramids in this valley dedicated to Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity, like they did in their homeland. One specific mountain that was later referred to as Mount Sapoa, the Mountain of Mercy. Other tribes from far away would also visit this holy mountain, bringing gold to make idols, and also other resources such as pots for water and corn for food. Additionally, they would share their tales of how these spirits imparted wisdom for survival by etching their narratives onto this sacred mountain. For 1,450 years, the Maya inhabited this tropical valley, where human sacrifice was a common practice. However, one day the sacrifices ceased, prompting the entities to dry up the land and transform it into a desert wasteland. They witnessed a celestial battle among their various gods, with humans being taken as trophies. In response, the tribe armed themselves and began firing their weapons at these beings. The spirits descended down and started picking some of the villagers up. The tribe was unaware of the spirits' destination, but they understood stopping the sacrifice angered these deities. The people sought refuge in the caves of Mount Sapoa to hide themselves and their gold. They buried their gold deep within the caves of this mountain when the war in heaven ended. The remaining members of the tribe cursed the desolate valley and began their journey back to their homeland in Mexico. They entrusted their treasures in that mountain until the next world. Then Great Spirit Creator returned all these spirits to their realms once again. When the Great Spirit returned these beings back to their home within the mountains, it opened up this new valley of the sun, leaving it a barren wasteland. In the 17th century, the Pima Indians encountered ruins in this dry desert valley, along with sophisticated canal systems left by the civilization that had vanished from the area. It appeared as though they had left everything behind and disappeared without leaving any trace. But their stories about their way of life and deities were inscribed like sacred scrolls on the mountains surrounding the valley. They understood the importance of these engravings and chose to steer clear of this region, settling away from the valley and referring to these people as the Hohokam, meaning those who are gone now. One day, in 1539, Marcos de Niza, a Spanish explorer, led an expedition to search for the 7 cities of Cibola. He entered this valley, following the evidence of the Maya being here, along with their gold. The indigenous people, who had been observing and protecting this valley, noticed their arrival and saw them secure their horses near a stream on Mount Sapoa. As the soldiers tied up their horses, the natives attacked them, killing them, spilling their treasures that they had collected from other locations. Marcos and others escaped, leaving the dead soldiers there along with what they were carrying. To this day, their treasures are still in that place, along with the ghost of the soldiers. The area stayed uninhabited for 460 years before being reoccupied. The tribes living on the fringes of this valley, who feared the spirits that they saw in the sky above it, and was aware of the fate that befell the last inhabitants, continued to stay out of this cursed land. In 1867, Jack Swilling stood on the summit of the West White Tank Mountains. The native people cautioned him about the spirits inhabiting the area, but Jack ignored their warnings and proceeded to build upon the remnants of the previous people, disregarding the warnings about this land.
The phoenix rises tonight. Storms have torn me down, chains have held me fast. Every wound a story carved into the past. The phoenix rises again. Carved in rock and river bends, 1,000 lives where time transcends. Slapsticks echo from the past, telling truth that always lies. Starlight dances on sacred ground where children laugh and songs resound. Everything beneath these skies lives forever, never dies. Through the gum trees, through the flame, every wind still knows their name. Feel the shadows, feel the light, walking with us every night. Ancient winds carry me through across the plains and skies of blue. Oldest stories ever told, burning bright in desert cold. Oh, ancient winds, I'm coming home to the heart of this land where the spirits roll. Lift your eyes to the sky, hear the ancestors cry. We are here, we are near, still guiding you.
In the spring of 1929, Charles Holbert came to this desert valley, surrounded by mountains now known as Phoenix, Arizona. He was set to become the first park ranger of one of the mountains. This one was originally called Mount Sopoa, the Mountain of Mercy, but now referred to as South Mountain. His journey and comprehension of the history surrounding this land and the mountain that stands upon it were just beginning. The Pima Indians during that period appeared to have confidence in Charles and were eager to share with him the significance of this land and the reasons why this mountain was considered sacred. They began explaining that this world has started over many times. The first world was consumed by fire, and the humans were frightened. They witnessed a spirit soaring in the sky that instructed them to follow. It led them to the ant people, who then guided the humans underground for safety. Once the fire had vanished, the people expressed their gratitude to the ant people as they emerged from the underworld into a new realm. Now today, the ants present offerings of crystals from the underworld to the new world. 1,000 years have gone by, and across the ages, the people shared tales with their children about how the ant people rescued them from the first world, believing that one day the ant people would come to their aid once more if needed.
Frozen sky.
Suddenly, the world began to turn upside down, covering the land in ice. The inhabitants once more sought refuge with the ant people, who warmly welcomed them into their subterranean realm. The ant people cared for the humans by providing them with sustenance until the surface world returned to normalcy. Once the ice melted, the humans emerged from the ants' underground haven and entered a second new world. However, the ant people soon realized that the humans had consumed all of their food, causing the ants' waistlines to shrink smaller in size.
I'm dissolving?
As we try to build a home to hide from fire, don't hold me down. You hold me down.
Another millennium had gone by, but this time, bloodthirsty giants accompanied the people as evil spread across the world. The Great Spirit caused the rains to fall, rejuvenating the land with water. The giants, filled with fear, fled to a high mountain where the spirits had directed them, only to meet their doom at the summit and become part of the mountain itself. The people were also in a state of panic as the Great Mother Spirit came to their aid. The Mother Spirit inquired if the ant people could once again assist the people with shelter and food, but the ant people replied,
No, no, no. Absolutely not.
They remembered the last time they helped the humans. They ate all their food, making them smaller, so they kindly refuse. Hearing that the ant people no longer wished to help the humans, the Great Mother Spirit fell from the sky and landed on the back of the Great Turtle. the turtle offered its shell as a foundation, and with mud brought up from the depths by other animals, the turtle's back became the earth itself, as the humans then climbed up on the turtle shell to escape the water floods. They passed countless days and nights upon the shell of the giant turtle, witnessing one complete moon and one crescent moon at night, while strange colors in the daytime sky brought to mind the bow they employed for hunting. When the turtle knew that it was safe for the people, he brought them to the new land for the people to start over again in the new fourth world. The turtle hoped that in the last 3 worlds, the people would have learned from their past mistakes, causing the previous world's destruction, and would not repeat them in the future.
How can we go on this time? For you alone.
Whenever the world began anew, the spirits were present to assist the 5-finger beings, the humans. As the spirit lights descended from the heavens, they would take on various forms, anthropomorphing and eventually resembling humans. Some of these spirits initially had the appearance of a different kind of being much like a serpent, before transforming into human shapes. They instructed humans on how to endure by showing them the proper methods for planting corn and fulfilling other essential needs. In return, the humans regard these entities from the earth and sky as a form of deities and revere them for their extraordinary abilities.
Be surprised at all if this turns out to be true.
The Pima Indians clarified to Charles that the individuals who got caught up were the descendants of the Maya. However, they also mentioned that some managed to flee and hid their treasure before returning to Mexico. After the Great Flood, the Maya found this valley by following the spirits to this mountain. The Pima Indians then presented Charles with Mount Sapoa, renamed South Mountain. They pointed out a sacrificial altar where sacrificing had been made, because the earth and sky spirits required humans to worship them for teaching humanity how to survive. These entities would soar through the sky, taking on forms that resembled animals, humans, and serpents, as other tribes would learn about these spirit gods and journey from distant nations just to see and bring a small amount of gold in exchange for a small amount of corn. As the tribes utilized the gold to honor the idols of these deities. Next, they brought Charles to a site on South Mountain where the forebears of the Maya had chiseled a serpent's head from a boulder resembling Kukulkan, similar to those found on the pyramids in Mexico. Charles inquired whether the 4 creation stories of the world are factual. The leader of the Pima people clarified that these stories have been passed down to children through the generations, emphasizing that the world has experienced numerous destructive transformations primarily due to the malevolence of humans, referred to as the 5-finger beings. The great creator spirit wished to give humanity a fresh start, hoping they would alter their behavior and learn from the prior worlds. The tales were intended to understand the difference between the good and bad spirits, and to learn from past worlds, and the spirits of the earth and sky have been present to assist humanity in the new world when it was safe again. He clarified that it was intended to frighten the children into following the right paths in life, so that the Great Spirit wouldn't have to reset the world once again.
What they try to hide.
Then Charles asked,
"Are the spirits real?"
Midnight wave, silver sky.
After a long pause, the Pima leader then replied,
"Yes, the spirits are real and live in the mountains."
Some believe that they came from outer space. Others claim they come from the depth of the earth sent down by the Great Spirit on specific mountains into the underworld. They are distant from the holy people spirits. He explained that these beings have always existed among us, often referred to as witches, skinwalkers, or malevolent spirits. The holy people's spirits assist the humans, while others lead them astray into venerating them as deities. At one time, there was a conflict between the benevolent spirits and the malevolent ones concerning the humans. The evil spirits taught humans to create weapons for warfare and revealed the secrets of using language to manipulate objects, enabling them to melt solid stone, to construct grand temples dedicated to the worship of these beings. When the Holy Ones observed what was occurring, they withdrew the secret knowledge from the humans due to their misuse of these powers. This action left the humans with the ability only to depict the stories through their rock drawings of their existence for future generations to comprehend, ensuring that they would not acquire this secret language from their engravings. However, they were capable of illustrating the appearance of the spirits, so that future generations will know what to look for upon their return. These transformative deities frequently appeared as what seems to be a serpent in the sky, which made them significant figures. This is why the Maya ancestors illustrated the serpent in numerous worship sites. They adorned it with feathers, allowing observers of the art to comprehend that this entity was capable of flight, even though the serpent itself was not feathered. The Pima leader then continues. The forebears of the Maya, whom some of our community refer to as the Hohokam, etched spirals at various places on this sacred mountain of mercy, where they observed these spirits entering and exiting, marking these sites. Some spirals symbolize the descent into the underworld, while others signify vertex doorways in the sky, allowing spirits to navigate between different realities. He then led Charles to the canyons of this holy mountain and explained that those are the doorways to the underworld for these spirits. Numerous doorways exist for various spirits. Each crevice serves as a dwelling for each entity. For example, one belongs to the serpent, another to the lights, one for the diamonds, and yet another for the shapeshifters.
Then gone, in darkness I belong.
Tribal leader led Charles to the sites where the Hohokam Maya survivors of the rapture concealed their gold on South Mountain before returning to Mexico. He described how the gold treasures and unique weapons concealed within this mountain are being protected by the spirits of the earth and sky until the people of a future world will require them again, to initiate a new beginning, similar to how it was at the dawn of this world. The spirits will assist that future generation once this world comes to an end. Then he guided Charles to a location on South Mountain where a giant shattered a boulder to safeguard what was hidden there. Next, they took Charles to the spot where the Spanish conquistador Marcos de Niza stopped in 1539 with his name engraved on the east side of South Mountain. The Pima leader mentioned that no one was certain about the location of his burial site, and some of his people believed he might be buried where his name was carved here on South Mountain. The tribal leader then presented a map to Charles, indicating the path that he and his soldiers followed from Mexico to reach this valley in search of lost cities of gold, which differed from what others had claimed about the route he took. When the city of Phoenix heard rumors that Marcos might be buried there, they fabricated stories claiming he never approached this mountain and decided to take the stone away. Charles then arrived at the site where the carvings were located and informed the workers that the stone would not be taken, warning of potential violence if it were. As a result, the city consented to leave the stone intact, with Charles insisting that they build bars around it to ensure its protection, and those bars remain in place today, safeguarding Arizona's birthmark and quite possibly protecting Marcos' final resting spot.
a place the waking world has always missed. The noise of neon lights begins to fade into the quiet garden.
Charles Holbert discovered the enormous 4 crosses that was rumored to be on South Mountain that once pointed in each direction, constructed by Marcos and his troops. Charles had always believed that it must have required a mighty army to construct these massive crosses atop 4-Cross Hill on South Mountain. Subsequently, the crosses were vandalized and destroyed by those searching for Mayan gold, which was rumored to be hidden beneath them. Charles was also pursuing treasure hunters who were excavating South Mountain in search of the gold buried there.
We travel inward past the edge of sight to find the spark that burns within the night. Remember who you are beneath the...
The leader shared that when people begin to notice the spirits in the sky once more, it signals the approach of a new world that is about to begin. The spirits will remain mere watchers in the sky until the 5-finger beings require their help again to survive, just as in previous worlds. He feared that future generations might not comprehend the events of past worlds and hoped that the rock drawings left by the Maya and his ancestors would assist them in recognizing the signs that distinguish good spirits from bad spirits.
Where every sorrow turns to morning wish, the weight of all the years begins to break.
Charles Holbert worked as a park ranger on South Mountain for a decade before he retired. He is fondly remembered as the mountain's original caretaker. He safeguarded this sacred mountain both above and beneath its surface. Following his passing, the city of Phoenix designated South Mountain as a government park to deter future treasure hunters and concealed what he protected about the mountain's secrets. However, Charles left behind documents for future generations that were buried in the Phoenix City Library, which was uncovered and shared with you prior to this film's presentation.
I see the golden thread that pulls you home, no matter how the weary feet may roam. Remember who you are beneath the skin, the sacred fire glowing deep within. Strip away the masks and every name until you find the soul without a frame. In this hollow space you find your grace, the ancient light upon your hidden face. Remember who you are, the truth is here. Let the ocean wash away the fear. It is the silence in the middle of the storm. It is the shape before the clay was given form. It is the whisper in the marrow of the bone. You have never truly been alone. Let the clarity descend like falling snow to the deepest roots where only spirits go.
In the spring of 1970, Jeff Woolwine entered the world in Phoenix, Arizona. Throughout his life, he has always been able to recall unusual sightings in the sky. As a child, he would inquire about them with his Native American friend, who shared that his grandfather had mentioned these phenomena have existed alongside us for a long time, and that this was their world also, suggesting that this area is also their home, and that they reside in the mountains surrounding the valley. Having observed them throughout his life, he had to uncover what was happening in the skies above him. In the summer of 2004, residents of Phoenix were observing unusual orange-amber lights on the eastern side of South Mountain. These lights appeared to be located above a power plant situated in that area. Coincidentally, he was also observing them and recording their actions.
October 12, 2004, in Phoenix, Arizona. At around 7:45 p.m., local resident Jeff Woolwine has set up a camera to film the night sky when he captures something out of this world. His video shows a bright white oblong-shaped light hovering in the sky. Eventually, the light begins to blink, and then remarkably, it appears to slowly split apart, transforming from one single object into two separate entities. Shortly after they break apart, the two lights gradually disappear, one after the other.
It's amazing, you know, because you're out there and you're watching, and these things just magically appear in the sky. There's no airplanes dropping these things out. There's no explanation on why these things are here.
Jeff says this is exactly what he's spent years looking for.
I've been seeing these Phoenix lights ever since I was a kid. And, you know, it really made me go on a quest to find out what is really going on here in our Phoenix skies.
So since this is Phoenix, the big question is Jeff's footage related to the most well-known UFO sightings here ever? It turns out Phoenix Lights is actually a bit of a misnomer. The first sightings in 1997 occurred earlier that night near Henderson, Nevada, nearly 300 miles from Phoenix. So two separate events could have been conflated into a single moment. Either way, the question still remains, is Jeff's footage proof that the Phoenix Lights are back?
Earlier in the video, it looks like it's just one object because they are probably behind each other. But later on, as the objects move apart from each other, it gets more and more elongated, and then you start to see two distinct and separate objects. So, is this a splitting UFO? Or is it two objects behind each other?
If it is two objects, are they decidedly less exotic than alien craft?
Are they balloons? Are they drones? Are they aircraft? Well, this was probably a launch of two sky lanterns.
A sky lantern is a miniature hot air balloon made out of oiled paper and a wire frame with an opening at the bottom for a candle or other small source of fire.
The giveaway is that they vanish. That's because the flame packets are fuel, and that fuel gets exhausted after a little while. And when it gets exhausted, the flame goes out.
Our verdict? This splitting object or objects remain unidentified. D'Antonio's sky lantern idea is intriguing, but how could they fly so close together that they appear as one? The original Phoenix Lights and similar incidents in the Phoenix area in the 2000s have been attributed to flares set off by the military and others. Yet there are still those who are skeptical of these down-to-earth explanations.
Those are not flares, brother.
Come, O spirits of old, come in your thousand voices, from stone, from water, from earth, unite with us, rise and
In the spring of 2005, while standing on the eastern side of South Mountain and looking down at the power plant below, Jeff contemplated why the Phoenix lights seemed to favor hovering above it. He soon came to understand that this power station was getting its energy from the fault line located beneath the mountain. Jeff then discovered that this very location was where the Hohokam Maya conducted their sacrifices, and it was once referred to as the place of the dead. These beings were not only drawing energy from the mountain, but also from the human sacrifices that had historically taken place there. One afternoon, as Jeff was observing South Mountain, he noticed what appeared to be an orb soaring above the mountain before vanishing into one of its canyons. He then reached out to a Native American shaman to seek insight into the significance of what was going on and the meaning of the petroglyphs.
We'll be heading right up there. You can see some petroglyphs with some spirals there. And when we get closer, you'll be able to interpretate, the meaning of it. The petroglyphs here in the Valley of the Sun are talking about what we're seeing in the sky today as far as UFOs and strange things in the sky.
Woolwine says he's found it's been happening for centuries.
You see, they didn't have video cameras back then. They had stone boulders to record their sightings on what they saw back in their time.
And the evidence is written all over our Arizona mountains.
Here on what we call A Mountain, we find this petroglyph here. And it seems to represent a family. And they clearly have their hands up in the air as to say they're in the appeasement pose and they're looking up at two orbs in the sky. This mountain is very active for UFO sightings. Most of the time when I come out here, we do see some orbs up in the sky.
Woolwine says the best time to see the orbs is early in the morning or late afternoon.
The more you see it, the more you're intrigued. You want to see more of them. And I really think that it's only a matter of time when everybody will know that, yes, there is something here. Yes, we are being visited. And we just have to ask ourselves, okay, we're not the only advanced civilizations in the universe. What happens next?
The following day, he witnessed what resembled a snake emerging from a different canyon on the same side of the mountain and ascending into the sky. As he approached the location where he had witnessed it emerge from the mountain, he was astonished to discover petroglyphs etched on a boulder by the Hohokam Indians depicting exactly what he had observed in that very area.
There it is. The sky serpent.
Some of the most legendary mythic creatures have never been caught on tape. The ancient flying object in this next encounter used to be one of them. It's a cool morning in this Arizona arroyo. Jeff Woolwine hikes near his home when he sees something in the sky. He activates his camera and zooms in.
No way.
The frame becomes erratic, but when the footage is stabilized, the shape in question, whatever it is, it's alive.
I don't believe it.
Woolwine has no idea what it could be until he remembers the strange petroglyphs near his house. Native American carvings, thousands of years old. The shapes bear a striking resemblance to what he's filming now. Jeff believes it's the infamous flying serpent, never before caught on tape. Native American tribes in this region have long depicted sinister flying reptiles, believing they live here in stony caves.
We certainly have a geographical connection to Mexico and northern Mexico, where a number of these reports have emanated from.
Flying serpents or not, something wicked this way comes, and we can only hope they're just passing through.
essential for us to understand our true history connections to these spirits and to grasp the current events in the sky and what lies ahead. The ancient peoples documented their experiences by etching their accounts onto the mountains where the spirits dwell. Will humanity once again rely on these entities for survival as in previous eras? As we gain fresh insights into our history, we will enhance our comprehension and understanding of present circumstances in the sky today and in our future as well. Petroglyphs in the sky, the return of the spirits.
In the silence of the night, hear the whispers rise. Shadows dance, revealing secrets in the skies. Petroglyphs in the cloud, stories etched in time. As the stars align, we're lost in the rhyme. They're calling us back from the shadows of the past. With the beat of the drum, the future meets the vast. Lights flicker bright with a message to decode. We're on the edge, ready to unload. The return of the spirits, hear them roar. Echoes of the ancients knocking at the door. UFOs and strange lights streaking through the night. We're chasing the wonder, igniting the fight. Where petroglyphs tell tales of our cosmic scars. With the power of the spirits we'll rise up and claim in this rockin' anthem. We'll forge our own
the silence in the middle of the storm. It is the shape before the clay was given form. It is the whisper in the marrow of the bone. You have never truly been alone. Let the clarity descend. like falling snow to the deep.